Wow, another down day for Bitcoin. Where do we think this market is going? Look at this. Just when we had a bounce, now it's pulling back. Do you think Bitcoin's now headed to like 92K now? Are we going to break this 98K support? Look, we were going up and we got turned down, rejected straight away, right on this, resistance line, and we're now down to 100 and below 103. For folks who have been following me, this chart hasn't changed. This blue line was always here. This was 116K, 116.1. This was 107.5. I did not bother talking about it because I thought, hey, we should at least get above here because there's a lot of shorts here up here to squeeze. So, like, we got a big rejection here. We're coming down. So, what's the reason? What's the cause for this? And now, if we need to talk about why this line was always here, like for you guys who've been watching me in my Discord and in my last 20 videos, 30 videos, I've drawn this line since here because we had these bottoms here, right? these tops, these bottoms here. So it's basically, oh, by the way, it goes all the way back to here. Why is 107 so important? This is level 107. We've had these tops here. These tops here, they all got rejected about 107. We had wicks above, and then 107 became support here, top here, bottom here, right? Kind of the bottom here, and then boom, we reacted violently off this level. And so you would think the next support level would be around here, right? 101.2. And then after that, like 98, 97 area, not good. If we don't stop the drop anytime soon. What's causing this? Once again, basically what's been happening is that in the stock market, we've had a bad day. Now it started with that's U.S. stocks near closing time. And U.S. stocks are actually closing back up because U.S. stocks went down, like they were tanking, and now U.S. stocks, look, see, they're now making it back up. They opened lower than yesterday, and now they're running it back up. Like U.S. stocks are about to make a new all-time high. They're not that far away from a new all-time high. That was the SP 500 ETF. This is the NASDAQ ETF, right? That's a decent bounce. What caused it was because of this. Nvidia, which is the largest stock within the U.S., see this? Within the U.S. Ecosystem, in the whole world, really, Nvidia was down like 4 or 5% today. Now it's down 2.5, but it was down a lot more today. You're going to see it has bounced. Nvidia is down, right? Oh, it made a bottoming tail kind of here. Boom. Went all the way back. It was down a lot more, as we can see here. Nvidia was down because one of the earliest investors in Nvidia is the very famous Japanese venture capital company, the behemoth SoftBank. And SoftBank basically only have $5 billion left, which is not a lot. And they said, oh, we're selling all of it. We're getting out of Nvidia. And that's not a lot. The $5 billion for a $5 trillion company is not a lot at all. So it's basically 0.1%, 1,000th of Nvidia. But why did the market react so violently? Is because SoftBank is kind of like seen as the leaders in venture capital, and they were the ones who found Nvidia. They're the ones who found Alibaba way before, and Facebook way before it became popular. And now they're the ones who are saying we're getting out of Nvidia, so that's why people are panicking. Maybe they know something. So look, this is the chart of Nvidia since 2010. We've had bounce off this channel, and then boom, right? We're pushing against the top end of this channel. Boom, we come inside. Boom, we go down and almost touch it. And by the way, if you're wondering why I'm talking about Nvidia, it's because, hey, it's the largest stock on the New York Stock Exchange, on the NASDAQ in the world. If it goes down, then you think Bitcoin is going to hold? What happened to the last couple of times when there was this bear market in the stock market? I'm sure 90% of people who watch me already know what's going to happen. We top here, fake out, bottom, and boom. fake out, drop, and then boom, like it still continues to work. We bounce against here, bounce once again, gets rejected, right? So that's where Nvidia is. Look at this. It's been a 15-year chart in the making since 2014-year chart, 2010, 2011, right? That's where Nvidia is. But look, the thing is, Nvidia closed back up or tried to make a bottoming tail. So then NASDAQ and SP 500 got kind of within range of even. So see that SPY was in the green. NASDAQ is slightly below. But that's caused a lot of problems for Bitcoin. So as we saw, Bitcoin got rejected very hard at around the 107 level. 107, right? Boom, got rejected very hard. 107.5, boom, all the way down to 102.6. What does it look like on the price fractal, right? Is it hopeless now? Before I answer those questions, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo use? Pablo uses the exchange that's non-KYC. That means you don't need to show any ID. That means even the exchange can't see who you are. So that means the IRS can't see you, the tax office can't see you, FBI, CIA, nobody can see you. Total freedom, right? So chance to win up to $40,000 in the prize pool. And basically, see, just by being the top 20 in trading volume, you get to win a prize. Just by being the top 10 of profit and loss contests, you get to win a prize. But limited time only, folks. This deal finishes on 20th of November. And if you are watching on YouTube right now, then the link is in the description below. But if you're watching on some other platforms, such as this one, that's okay. Just click on my profile page, and there's my link tree or stand link. We click on that, and it should be the first deal that pops up because this is a great deal. All right, let's get back to the markets, folks. And just remember, this is only on the Pablo link. Okay, here we go. So basically, we were talking about this price fractal. This was what happened in May 2021. So what if this was the top and we go down again? First of all, we're 2-3 hours away from the closing of this Tuesday, and it doesn't look like Bitcoin's going to bounce much here. First of all, this entire bounce has been lower than the fractal. See, the fractal was here, we didn't, like 119K, we didn't get there. Fractal was here, 117K, we didn't get there. Fractal was here, 118K, we didn't get there. And so fractal here indicates 111K, we didn't get there either. Maybe this is like, if we were end up doing this and hit 100 or 99, 98K again, maybe this is like a shorter version or a lower version of the fractal, right? I don't think that's necessarily going to happen, right? There's still a very good chance we could bounce up to 116K because there's so many shorts. Like ever since here, you can see people shorting. There are many shorts all along here. Are you telling me if we're going to break down to 92K, which is around here, that Binance, CZ is not even going to hit the short squeeze these guys and go down? Because if he doesn't, then these guys are all in huge profit. They could be like 30x, 40x, right? 20x profit by the time we hit 92K. 92K, why did I say 92K? Once again, it's a key area. See, 92K is basically held, right, this entire top for like 2 months before it broke down, and then it turned out to be the ceiling, the resistance. We go down, and then we go up, becomes the floor, right, and we go up. I still think there's a 30% chance, as I've been saying, of that happening. 70% chance we basically make a new all-time high. If it hits there, it doesn't necessarily mean the bull market is over, right? Because the Fed can start coming out with QE, all guns blazing, but it doesn't necessarily mean, it's not a good sign if we do go down like this. And by the way, I explained it very clearly yesterday where the situation we're heading in is not technically called QE. The Fed calls it non-QE QE. It's actually what they call a repo situation. The Fed is essentially just going to be doing short-term 24-hour overnight repos. It's not exactly QE. QE means you're doing duration. That means basically the Fed is going to be buying US Treasury bonds or MBS bonds that are of, 10, 20 years. And they hold it. And they hold it for like 3, 5, 10 years, right? And they never sell it until maturity. So basically that's a much stronger form of QE, right? If you don't understand what I'm talking about, just of the difference between QE and what the Fed is about to do in the next 2 months, which is called repos, have a look at my video yesterday. I've explained it. And here's ETH as well. ETH also got rejected up at this big level, which is this 35.90. Remember, folks, a few videos ago, I was talking about this 35.90 level. It's significant in a number of ways. First of all, let's look at the blue line, 35.90, right? Why is 35.90 so important? We wicked above and we came down. So that was because, look at 35.90, I put it on the weekly chart, and we can see how many times 35.90 have become important. It was the top of this bounce here, right? It held ETH on this bottom here. It was the top of this bounce here as well. And these tops here, right? This bottom here. And back in 2021 bull run, we can see it was rejected here, held ETH for this one. And it was the major top here. So that's why 35.90 is a major important resistance. And why is it? But you can see today we actually bounced a little bit above. We hit this key level, which I've been talking about a lot if you watch my videos, which is around here, 3670 area, 3665, 3670. Why is that so important? Okay, let's put it on the weekly chart. This is a concept I've spoken about a lot in the last few week or two. This is the start of this entire ETH rally. It's bottomed in June 2022 at $890. It bottomed here. Boom. We bounce off here. We bounce off here. We bounce off here. Bounce. We go up, hit 4,100. We top and we crash through here. And we break through here again. And boom. Here was the support once more. And then we couldn't help it and break through, and we get rejected off this area. So that's not good. If we can see that, right? We can see that we've bounced off all this time and ETH was in a bull market, and then we crash through and we reject off this area. Look, you know what? This is a weekly chart. This is still Tuesday US time in the evening, and basically we could see ETH basically climb above or wick above. It's still early. We're still 5 days away. This is still just Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, US time. So I wouldn't discount ETH entirely just yet. Here's another chart if we are wondering about altcoins. Here's another chart that actually kind of looks good. So this is actually crypto total market cap, but not including top 10. Top 10 basically is Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, BNB, USDT, those ones. So it's basically all the mid caps, right? Not including XRP and those large ones, all the mid caps and all the some of the small caps, right? And what do we see here? Here was the crash on October 11th when Bitcoin went down to 101K on the Binance chart, right? And yet now we're in this sideways channel, and this is, I would think this is a classic bull flag. So basically we've gone, right, massive wick. We didn't end up here, which is not great, but we've been just traveling inside this channel all this time. We got rejected here. Once again, we got rejected here, which is kind of normal. But usually when you're in a bull flag, here's the flagpole, here's the flag, then there's a chance we bounce off the mid-range line and break out. where we might bounce off the bottom of the channel and break out. Either way, this actually still looks kind of bullish. Let me put on the weekly chart for you so you guys can see. Oops, stay on the page. This is the weekly chart, by the way. And if we enlarge that, we can see this. We've had that big wick down on October 11th. Thanks CZ, thanks Binance. And then we go sideways, and then boom, we have this big wick and wick to the top. So this big wick, see the last week here, that's actually a pretty good candle. This, I wouldn't even call it a bottoming tail because we still had a big fat body. See all the red here for the week. Whereas here, we closed very much close to the opening, right? Very much close to the opening for this chart, which is called Others, which is all the crypto total market cap excluding the top 10. And look at this, right? We're closed all the way up here. This is very long wick. There's a chance we could have just bottomed here because of this, right? These are called bottoming tails. And here you can see we go above and we get rejected and we come back. I actually don't think we take out this low, which is 213.5 billion here, and we swing somewhere here and boom, we break through. And that's actually total crypto market cap of the top 140 coins except the top 10, right? So from this perspective, mid caps and small caps are actually kind of looking good. Whilst ETH is giving us right now a signal of this rejection here. But you know what? We're still Tuesday evening in the US right now, and we don't know what the weekly, because this is a weekly chart, we don't know what the weekly chart is going to look like until Sunday. I'll update you guys when we get to the Sunday. By the way, why is Bitcoin down again? One clue we might have is that gold is bouncing again. You know, this is disappointing because, including myself, I thought when gold pulled back this much, Bitcoin would bounce. And this was what Bitcoin gold topped October 20th and bottomed around October 28th. You think Bitcoin would bounce? Did Bitcoin bounce? Let me check. See, this is Ethereum. And the answer is no, because see, here is like October 20th, and here is like October 28th. So basically, Bitcoin went sideways whilst gold fell, and now gold is rallying, so Bitcoin is taking a bit of dump as well. And in my opinion, my view is gold is an ABC pullback. So we got A, B somewhere like here, 4180, and we go C somewhere like here, 3890. I think we break down below 3900, and then it's a key test to see whether we actually break this channel and we go down here or not, spend some time here and bounce off 35, 3600, 3700, somewhere around there, and then go up, or do we bounce off this level? I'm 60-40s, 60-40. 60, I think we're in an ABC pullback, A, B, C, something like this. And if we look at it on a weekly chart, this looks like a nice bottoming tail, but it didn't even reach the bottom. Like, we needed this to be the bottoming tail, and it didn't turn out to be the bottoming tail on the weekly chart. So I think A, B, right, C, something like this, Okay, let's have a quick look at Zcash, because I promised folks I would talk about Zcash. The problem with Zcash is ZEC is that we see the funding rate. It's actually neutral right now. ZEC, see, 0.01 neutral, 0.01, 0.01, 0.01, 0.01, 0.01. So that means there's not too many shorts and not too many longs. That means basically the exchange is not going to get involved. The exchanges will just let it trade. They're not going to, because there was too many shorts here, so they kept on squeezing the shorts. And now there's not too many shorts, so I'm thinking they'll let it fall by its own natural gravity and get to around this 370 area, 380 area, and then bounce. Okay, thank you for your time, folks. I'll catch you next episode.